This sudden troublemaking brat is causing a scene. Doesn't even consider whose territory this is. But inside, a cold voice echoed through the room. The Playboy bunny from earlier turned out to be a handsome man with blue hair. Originally, Little Blue Hair had long suspected that there were people from the ancestral god religion here. But he didn't expect that after only a few days of work, the boss couldn't wait to reveal his true colors. The boss launched another attack. He was easily neutralized by Little Blue Hair's Kodadama. How could humans, as the first-rank race, possibly use the language of the second-rank race? Little Blue Hair is no longer hiding its strength. His one-sword strike made the boss quickly accelerate to transcend within the laser. He accidentally shot the wrong coordinates and broke into the girls' dormitory. Today, the one interrogating him is his former mother. Prentice White walked into the principal's office, hesitating. Is it because of your daughter's business that your old lady is looking for Prentice White to find fault? Or has it been found out that he was the one who messed up the swimming pool last time? Prentice White opened the door, and an unexpected situation appeared before their eyes. Is this really the principal's office of the Lunar Paladin Order, where delivery packages are scattered everywhere? Blue Shark Head is still playing the game on the sofa. Prentice White couldn't help but talk about gaming. The woman took off the shark headgear, revealing long white hair and sharp tiger teeth. Prentice White instantly recalled the past events. He suddenly started mumbling incoherently and frantically retreated. Don't come over here. Curry raised his hand but didn't fully do so. Shut up, you little brat. My name is Lilith Lysambo, the leader of the Lunar Paladin Order. Of course, you can also call me Curry. Curry carefully examines Prentice White. Are you the naughty boy who sneaked into the girls' dormitory to peep? Lancy said you used to be a Paladin Templar. Has the Paladin Order of Humans fallen to such an extent nowadays? Prentice White got up helplessly. Although it was unintentional for him to barge into the women's dormitory, it did indeed cause trouble. So he is willing to accept the punishment regardless of the outcome. But please do not generalize. Do not magnify individual behavior to the entire group. Curry actually had no intention of firing Prentice White or silencing him. After all, Tualine and Lancy strongly supported Prentice White's character. In addition, Prentice White is Curry's guardian. This time, it can be considered for the sake of Tualine and Lance's faces. But what Curry is more curious about is how Lilia's family is doing. Prentice White looked at Curry curiously, wondering about the recent situation of his old friend. He gritted his teeth and said, That guy is doing very well. Unbeatable, and often bullies others. Curry, who was in the dark, sighed silently. That guy must have successors by now. Curry, who was managing the hairpin, also needs to keep it safe. Prentice White walked out of the principal's office, holding back tears. He probably won't be able to get the hairpin back in the short term. Curry restarted the game. Judging from the reaction of this kid just now, our family's cabbage does not go well with pork. Successfully protected the cabbage patch. Prentice White, who used to work part-time to make ends meet, never imagined it. After he himself joined the new Paladin Templar, he earns a salary that can support 2 people. However, he can only afford to buy discounted items at half price in the weapon shop. On the contrary, Linda, this poverty assistant, at this moment, she is being trained by the handsome guy from the previous episode in disguise as a woman. Faced with Golden's invitation for afternoon tea, Linda had zero interest and ran away directly. Recently, Demonkin has been causing mischief frequently. Golden looked at Linda in front of him with white hair and red pupils, full of doubt in his heart. I can't stop it, Golden shouted and attacked. Bloodstains appeared on Linda's face immediately. This made Golden more certain. The silver-haired beauty in front of him is indeed a vampire. Her skin will be eroded by multi-silver. Linda, however, is focused on the bustling commercial street with people coming and going. She fears that taking action here could not only harm innocent civilians, but also potentially expose her identity, causing unnecessary panic. But Golden couldn't bear to hear it. He strongly believed that it was because of the existence of the demon that humans could never find peace. He even suspected that the troll race attacking the town was brought by Linda. Linda fended off the attack, looking helpless. The prejudice in the human heart is even stronger than chauvinism. Without evidence, please refrain from making unfounded conclusions. Moreover, the handsome guy in front of us is not even Linda's match. It's better to run away early and be comfortable. But how could our Golden give up so easily? He dares to enter the enemy's territory alone. Dressed as a woman, he sees the top spot. He can also use the power of the first-rank race. People who use the second-rank race language. Golden strikes output. The whole street will be affected. Linda had no choice but to face it head-on. But unexpectedly caught between Abyss language and the blood-red bats. Actually forcibly inserted Apprentice White. Unbelievable Golden. Look at the blue artifact blade Apprentice White. Nowadays, demon kin are becoming more and more rampant. It turns out they have long been in cahoots. So be it. Then I'll start by taking down Apprentice White. A black shadow flashed behind Golden. Apprentice White struck first. Directly hit the infernal creature behind Golden. Multiple infernal creatures suddenly appeared on the street. Golden fought back vigorously, but struggled to defeat the opponents. Apprentice White punched the creature away, but was attacked again. Indeed, it seems that fighting such a monster barehanded is not effective. If he had a decent weapon, the situation wouldn't be so difficult. At a critical moment, Apprentice White led the monster to Linda. Linda unleashed her magic power to deliver a decisive blow. The streets returned to quiet once again. Linda angrily questioned Golden. "Are you still going to fight, kid?" Facing the young boy in front of her, the beautiful girl took a step back. It turns out it was just now. Golden misunderstanding Apprentice White as a paladin. He is actually in cahoots with the vampiric race. As tensions between the two sides are mounting. A sudden appearance of an infernal creature on the street. Apprentice White and Linda not only cooperated to quickly defeat the infernal creature, they also saved Golden's life along the way. The streets are safe again. Golden chooses to retreat. Apprentice White looked puzzled as he watched the infernal creature lying helplessly on the ground in front of him. Where on earth did these things come from? Since they could escape the city gate guards, they could also appear out of thin air on the city streets. Recently, the Paladin's Order received a report. Residents in the city have been hearing strange noises coming from the sewers at night. Some even claim to have seen what appears to be small spiders crawling out of the sewers. And now they are combining with the already existing monsters from hell. They need to speed up reporting to the main affairs hall and organize manpower to search the sewer. But Apprentice White looked bewildered. What is the main affairs hall? The main affairs hall is the department within the Paladin's Order that issues various tasks. Members of the Paladin's Order can earn bonuses and rewards by completing assignments from the main affairs hall. Although Linda once asked Lancy to help her receive tasks from the main affairs hall, Lancy told Linda to find 4 more helpers before they could accept the assigned tasks. Moreover, the tasks issued by the main affairs hall are of extremely high danger level. In order to avoid unnecessary casualties, new students are generally not allowed to participate. But when it comes to the bonus, Apprentice White is competent everywhere. Proactively takes the initiative to cover finding teammates for tasks. Within the class group, Apprentice White issued an invitation. Thunder Hobby brought his senior sister to join as a substitute, stating that he would never team up with someone who nearly cost him his life. Then intruded into the bathroom pervert team. Demon Linda quickly came out to take the lead in reconciliation. You are the leader of this task. To show sincerity, this time, Apprentice White, along with Linda, will give their bonuses to little Sarah as compensation. Princess White stood on the side looking resentful. Did you ask for my opinion? Linda held her breath and focused, transforming into a vampiric race weapon. It's clearly a gothic-medieval level weapon. And take it as an apology to Princess White. But the most important thing is that this mission is too dangerous. At this moment, giving it to Princess White is to hope that Princess White can perform steadily. Don't hold the team back. In the sewer system in the city center, the appearance of the guardian skeleton bones is unexpected. Is this an accident or a deliberate arrangement by certain individuals? The story begins with Princess White and his team officially starting the sewer mission. The sewer drains are dirty and smelly, making them the perfect nesting ground for the infernal creature. Little Sarah is about to take out her phone to check the map. But unexpectedly, her little bell accidentally fell into the hole. Thunder Hobby pursued them madly only to discover something strange about the sewer. Just saw in the corner, a curled-up skeleton dressed as a paladin. From the rust on the armor at the scene, one can gauge the oxidation levels of both the armor and the bones. He died no more than 3 months ago. There are also many signs of gnawing on the bones. At this point, Princess White and others are more determined. It seems that the nest of the infernal creature is nearby. The group continued moving towards the sewer. They encountered a fork in the road. Linda used her advantage, as a vampiric race, to quickly find the correct path. But she suddenly sensed a strange smell from the strong fragrance at the scene. There was actually a hint of the smell of a living person mixed in it. Everyone quickened their pace and finally found the location of the den, only to see the snowy white bones. Several infernal creatures were feasting on a young girl in white clothes. Linda quickly deployed strategy. First, have Thunder Hobby charge indirectly. Attract the attention of all infernal creatures. Wait for all infernal creatures to surround this area. Then have Princess White lower the gate. They then sprinkle multi-iron powder to control its movement. Finally, Linda unleashes her magic power to annihilate it in one fell swoop. Princess White and others have finished processing. Little Sarah and her senior sister finally found the White Lady. However, at this time, 2/3 of the girl's internal organs had been eaten. She also suffered severe anemia and serious infection. Even if she could be rushed to the operating table right now, it would be too late to save her. The girl murmured in pain and groaned. Linda could only tightly hold the small hand and try her best to comfort. The dagger by her hand was hesitant to stab down. Princess White also remained silent as he watched the scene in front of him. Nowadays, it's better to deliver a fatal blow for a swift death than to let the other party suffer and eventually die in agony. After one cut, the girl comforted Princess White with a worried look on her face. "Thank you. I finally don't feel pain anymore." The girl finally ended her tragic experience and left the world with a smile. Little Moo, who witnessed the whole process on the side, could not accept it. The existence of the Paladin's order. Isn't it just to save the people in the water and fire? The girl just now. Shouldn't life and death be a choice of one's own? What exactly do you take the Paladin's order's lives for, Princess White? Linda, who has always been against Princess White, is speaking up at this moment. In fact, everyone's mood at this moment is the same. All rescue efforts have come too late. For this child, the only thing left is pain in the final moments. Instead of struggling to blame, our anger cannot save a child. We'd better find out the cause of the incident as soon as possible. Save the people in the city. The former Paladin King is now not only advancing and retreating together with the Demon-Kin. He has also joined the new Paladin's order and is in debt up to his neck. He had to go work in the sewer to earn the bounty and repay his debts. This Paladin King is quite fragrant. The book returns to the previous volume. Princess White and his group bury the girl. They are preparing to retreat back to the headquarters. They carefully considered their options, but were unable to open the gate that had been closed when they arrived. Unable to do anything else, they could only choose to explore another passage as the way out. 1 hour later, as the team ventured deeper, large-scale buildings unexpectedly appeared in front of them. But why would such large buildings be appearing in the sewer? It is afraid that ahead is the true nesting place of the infernal creature. As the crowd retreated, a dark shadow flashed behind them. The retreat path behind is blocked. Only see a large stone wrapped in green magic power, quickly approaching Prentice White and his team. Linda quickly asked everyone to spread out. Little Moo and Little Sarah, who were at the back of the line, didn't have time to dodge. In a critical moment, Little Sarah was pushed out. Little Moo was hit solidly by a large stone. The smoke gradually dispersed. The newcomers revealed the obvious characteristics of the troll race. It was the eldest brother, with a white beard, and the third brother, with a single eye. Big brother with the white beard looked at Little Sarah with a look of pleasant surprise. They didn't expect to have a pleasant surprise during this activity. They were able to meet the little princess of the half-cat race and bring her back to make amends. Little Sarah experienced 2 life and death separations in one day. Her body kept trembling as she retreated. She recalled the big fire at the Catfolk Palace 5 years ago in her mind. That year, Little Sarah's mother abandoned hope of survival. She resolutely walked towards the fire scene, all to leave the hope of survival for Little Sarah, and to let Little Sarah live on bravely no matter what. She wanted Little Sarah to live on bravely no matter what. At this moment, the usually strong Little Sarah finally could not bear it, and burst into tears. The accident from 5 years ago is vividly remembered. Now that she has finally found a partner, is she going to be back to square one again? Thunder Hobby retaliated to avenge Little Sarah. The sins committed by the troll race are unforgivable. But when he struck, Thunder Hobby's attack was not only blocked. He himself was also pushed back by the opponent's attack. Prentice White fought back. He, however, was bounced back to the ground. Hey, your opponent is me. Watching Linda flying towards me, Whitebeard summoned an infernal creature. Having 3 pairs of 2s isn't very fair. How about finding more opponents for everyone? In order to bury Prentice White and the others here, to avenge brothers who died on the city walls, Prentice White is gearing up for a strike. But unexpectedly, a rock above his head fell off. He was actually ambushed by the one-eyed old third. On the other hand, Thunder Hobby and Linda were blocked by the infernal creature and unable to provide assistance to him. Thunder Hobby was also overwhelmed by the magic power of Whitebeard. During the time of defeat, they are taking a break to regroup. The railing behind him was actually manipulated to explode. An explosion sounded. Thunder Hobby began to freefall. Linda activated her magic power to eliminate the obstructing infernal creature. She caught Thunder Hobby with a long whip. The boss on the side sneered. It's really ridiculous that the vampiric race would take the risk to save Troll. But since everyone is so united, then here, I will give you and them a free reunion gift package. You can go reunite in hell. I see that you have sent a message with no text. If you have any questions or need further assistance, feel free to let me know. For 5 years, hiding and evading, only to escape the pursuit of the troll race. But when she found trustworthy teammates, they met again. Teammates fought desperately to protect each other, but they both fell from the bridge. The last teammate also silently disappeared under the pile of rocks. Is 5 years of hiding really just delaying death in the end? In the previous episode, it was mentioned that Linda saved Thunder Hobby, but was secretly plotted against by the leader of the White Beard. At the moment when the bridge collapsed, Linda used magic power to trap the leader of the troll race. She successfully hung the 3 of them on the edge of the bridge. The leader of the White Beard came out. The villain still hoped to escape unharmed. What a dream. Whitebeard leader. looking at the vampire, who wanted to die with him, cursed him as a foolish thing. Instead, he sought help from One-Eyed Third. "What are you standing there for? Hurry up and pull me up." Third Brother reached out his hand but stopped in midair. A fierce flame burst out. "I'm sorry, bro. I will faithfully recount your heroic deeds in front of the clan leader." Whitebeard couldn't believe his eyes as he looked at his fellow. "You little brat actually betrayed me." In an instant, another huge explosion occurred on the bridge. Linda never imagined that one day she would be bitten by the dogs in the troll race and fall into the dark abyss with them, disappearing without a trace. On the bridge, Lao San watched as all the troublemakers in front of him were completely eliminated. "It's time to get down to business next. Let's go, princess." Little Sarah looked at the fierce and evil-looking troll race in front of her with fear in her eyes. Why can capturing the half-cat race princess lead to meritorious service by taking on criminal liability? The troll race is chasing after the half-cat race royal family. What is their true intention? It turns out that the chief of the troll race is mentioned in an ancient scroll that provides a method to extract the sacred bloodline of others to replenish their own sacred bloodline concentration. The royal members of the half-cat race have a very high concentration of sacred bloodline, making them the perfect sacrifice. This is why the troll race went to great lengths to launch a war against the weaker half-cat race. Little Sarah trembled with anger upon hearing this. Just because of this, the troll race actually killed my mother and sister. The third one-eyed old man, however, thinks otherwise. "Don't worry, little princess, you will soon be reunited with your family." However, behind them, the pile of stones suddenly made a loud noise. It's Princess White. Once a little Nico girl who used disguises to deceive people all day long. She turned out to be from the Catfolk Imperial family. She kept backing away from the fierce villain. But she took the initiative to step forward and rescue them in a critical moment. The paladin, whom she once hated the most. Originally, little Sarah was about to be taken away by the one-eyed old man. But then, there was a loud noise coming from the pile of stones behind her. Princess White was bleeding from his head, but he still struggled to stand up. "Let her go!" The one-eyed third elder looked at the serious injuries before him. He despised the little human who still wanted to act heroically despite the injuries. There was no respect in his heart, only contempt. This is just a dying struggle. The outcome will not change in any way. When magic power is activated, an infernal creature appears in front of Princess White. The large number of them plus the encircling attack by the group, putting the already heavily injured Princess White in danger several times. But even if he is panting heavily, even if he needs to lean on the hilt of the knife to stand barely, Princess White only had one thought in mind. "Let her go!" Little Sarah, watching Princess White gradually losing strength, finally made up her mind. Just as Princess White was fighting with the infernal creature. Just then, purple lotus petals floated down. A purple light shimmered before his eyes. It is the power of little Sarah's sacred bloodline. Purple gold lotus barrier. Little Sarah actually made Princess White retreat by giving up her only chance to transfer. What are you waiting for? Hurry up and leave. It's not working. An infernal creature is madly smashing outside the barrier, while Princess White is inside the barrier. She looked at little Sarah in front of her, momentarily unable to believe it. The little Nico girl, who he had once promised to protect thoroughly, still hesitated to set off. Now facing a dire situation, she is willing to sacrifice herself to save herself. Pay attention. The tiny Nico girl in front of you is fighting to protect the humans behind her at all costs. He clearly once trespassed into the bathroom. Clearly the little Nico girl loathes him to the core. But they have been through ups and downs along the way. Little Sarah faced Princess White, who was seriously injured but unwilling to fall. She handed the teleportation rune stone to Princess White. You quickly use that to leave here. But if Princess White leaves at this moment, then little Sarah will be in the same predicament again. At this moment, little Sarah has already started panting heavily. My sacred bloodline won't last much longer. The troll race is targeting me now. So I'll be fine. You go quickly. Little Sarah's consciousness gradually fades, but she still hasn't unlocked the purple gold lotus barrier, silently swearing in her heart that this time she will definitely survive. She will definitely live on as her mother hoped. Suddenly, a pair of big hands broke the warm moment, gently stroking little Sarah's head. Remove the barrier, little Sarah. I will take care of these guys. Then we'll leave this cursed place together. Little Sarah thinks Princess White is talking nonsense. If she removes the purple gold lotus barrier, and there are spiders outside, they will rush over and bite Princess White into pieces right away. But Princess White disagrees. He firmly believes that not only will they both leave alive, they can also find the surviving Linda and Thunder Hobby. They must still be alive. Believe me. Aren't we friends? Little Sarah suddenly became embarrassed. Are we friends? Who would be friends with an idiot like Princess White? Little Sarah is stubborn in her words, but honest in her actions. In the end, the sacred bloodline exhausted and passed out directly. You've worked hard. Leave the rest to me. I'm here to help. Only to see in the smoke, a white-haired Lolita holding Gutmala with a slight smile. Pay attention to the one in front of you. The white-haired Lolita holding a sickle. She activates a magic power. Let the troll race in front have no defense. In the previous episode, the troll race clearly had the upper hand. Just a flick of the finger can deliver a fatal blow to the ignorant humans in front of them. However, Princess White transformed into White Princess and turned the situation around instantly. You actually resorted to playing dirty tricks. At this moment, the troll race is enveloped in red magic power. The swirling bloodbats are wildly tearing at the magic power, making it impossible to use. The troll race, oblivious to what's good for them, wants the White Princess to break free. Hey! It's my turn to ask you a question now. Looks like a big fool. I won't easily back down without teaching a lesson. But who knew White Princess only used a little magic power? The troll race is willing to kneel down and listen attentively. The troll race can be flexible to some extent. Who let you guys in to steal the screen blocker that day? It's none of your business. We're not here to play house with this White Princess. Take the opportunity to speak properly. It turns out the troll race can appear in the city center. It's all the doing of a human paladin. He used a formation spell to teleport the troll race here. He has sent food to sustain their usual consumption. Even the goblin that sneaked out at the beginning was secretly taken care of by that paladin. But this paladin who has helped the troll race a lot is like a dragon that appears and disappears without a trace. Everyday communication relies on illusions. Not to mention his name, identity, and appearance. Okay then. In that case, thank you for your hard work. She finished the last leg of the journey after sending the troll race. The grand architecture in the sewer. Collapses have also started to occur. Then let's hurry and go. Little Sarah finally wakes up under the setting sun. I see the middle-aged man in front of me reporting the situation. What made the once self-centered little Nico girl gradually let down her guard? She not only voluntarily revealed her identity, she also sacrificed herself to save her teammate. Perhaps this is the true meaning of companionship. In the sunset of the evening, little Sarah finally woke up. Looking ahead, Princess White is reporting to Lancey. Princess White firmly believes that Thunder Hobby Linda will come back. He wants to go alone to rescue the collapsed sewer. Little Sarah quietly watched Princess White's firm back without saying a word. Wait! I'm going with you! In the past, those troll races invaded little Sarah's country in search of sacrifices to supplement the sacred bloodline. They captured all of little Sarah's family members. And little Sarah managed to escape thanks to the gems from her sister and mother. After that, little Sarah never had a home again. She started wandering in various cities. She tried her best to survive, while evading the pursuit of the troll race. Little Sarah deceived and cheated in order to survive before encountering the Lunar Paladin Order. But the Lunar Paladin Order embraced her despite all her misconduct. Not only did they care for her comprehensively, but they also helped little Sarah wholeheartedly. They pulled little Sarah back from the fire that happened many years ago and brought her back to the warm reality. So this time, little Sarah doesn't want to lose everything she cherishes again. We will protect together this time. Prentice White looked at the serious little Sarah in front of him. He flashed a smile like an old father. Dad, I will let you have a bit of fun this time. But who knew that there was a loud noise from Thunder Hobby behind him? Prentice White's plan as a dad fell through. Oh no! Where are you guys going? So, under the bridge where Thunder Hobby and Linda fell, there is a river. That's why they were lucky to pick up their lives. But Thunder Hobby and Linda discovered the teleportation formation left by the infernal creature on the way out. That formation not only linked to another passage. Moreover, from the stroke style on the formation, it appears to be the work of the same person. And even Linda, who is proficient in spells, couldn't break the formation. They could only temporarily seal it, and wait until they returned to discuss with Lancey. When you wake up in the bathroom, you suddenly find your little Nico girl has barged into the bathroom. The slightly flesh-cheeked little Nico girl wants to bathe with you. This shouldn't be a dream within a dream, right? In the previous episode, it was mentioned that the tomato class reunited once again. Various mysteries. Everyone can only choose to return to the base for further discussion. Prentice White tightly holds little Moo's goggles. The quietly hard-working girl never mentioned her own affairs to anyone. Inside the base dormitory, Kur is full of joy as she welcomes Prentice White's return. However, Prentice White, who is dressed in tattered clothes and looks weary, only wants to take a bath alone quietly. The homeowner just returned home after a dangerous ordeal. But I couldn't help it all. This was a big blow to Kur, who is devoted to the Lord. In the bathroom, Prentice White just woke up from a dream where Lilia's, that old bat, appeared. The next second, Kur uttered a sentence that startled Prentice White once again. Excuse me, master. I'll give you a back rub. I need to know. Prentice White is still soaking in the bathtub with bubble bath. Kur barging into the bathroom will only make Prentice White flustered. After all, this soft and cute Nico girl meows. Master, don't mention it. Serious person Prentice White also blushed a bit. Kur is now a bit tipsy and her consciousness is unclear. Prentice White's pupils are blood red, and she is about to transform into White Princess. Don't worry about me. You go out first. But the master in front of my eyes has a ruddy complexion and symptoms of a headache. When Kur's heart is chaotic, everything is chaotic. Thought it was Prentice White who passed out from lack of oxygen after soaking in the bathtub for too long. Just as I was about to help, I heard a sound. Don't touch me. When I turned around, White Princess Cutie was already there. White Princess transformed into an angry little bird. You didn't see anything. Kur, who had her eyes covered, thought it was her owner being shy. She pounced directly. Little Kimonamami girl climbed onto White Princess's shoulders. Kur is willing to do anything for her master. Just finished playing, Kur quickly fell asleep. The White Princess looked at the petit fours that were automatically delivered to her. I can't help it. What can make the little Nico girl move forward bravely and wholeheartedly for the Lord? She dares to bravely charge into the bathroom even with flushed cheeks. An hour ago, Kur unexpectedly encountered the instructor with small glasses. The instructor with small glasses sees Kur hesitating to move forward. He then kindly sponsored a bottle of fruit wine with an alcohol concentration of 3% as a friendly gesture. But little did he know that this small 3% could render Kur unconscious after a break. Kur woke up with no memory of what had happened in the bathroom. Prentice White secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Children should not drink unknown substances in the future. Linda sent a text saying that little Moo, the senior, is actually an orphan. Moreover, several missing cases have recently occurred at the orphanage where she was born. When Prentice White arrived at the orphanage, Prentice White is still apologizing for not being able to save senior sister Little Moo. The dean comforted Prentice White, saying that if senior sister Little Moo knew that everyone returned safely, she would surely be very happy. At this moment, noise came from behind. It turned out that little Sarah also came to the orphanage. But unexpectedly, the usually money-loving little Sarah is actually a big benefactor of the orphanage. Thanks to her funding, the children are all living healthily. She is also beloved by the children. The director is curious if the two know each other. Little Sarah will soon defuse the situation. "We are classmates, just classmates." It turns out little Sarah came to inquire about Little Moo's senior sister's parents. Prentice White came to return Little Moo's senior sister's belongings. He also came to investigate the recent cases of missing persons. But even though little Sarah is a benefactor of the orphanage, she has never heard about the cases of missing persons. It's surprising that such a big thing was kept from little Sarah. The kind and gentle headmaster in front of her. What is his true purpose? Little, and had a pale face in the corner. She timidly watched Prentice White and his group. Just as little Sarah approached little Anne, the dean took little Anne away, citing a cold as the reason. But little Anne, who quietly called out, "Sister Sarah," made Prentice White feel inexplicably familiar. Her eyes were clearly pleading for help. He worked hard to support the orphanage for many years. It turned out to be a death trap, said the big unlucky fool. It couldn't be himself, could it? As a sponsor of the orphanage, a great benefactor for many years, little Sarah is clear the habits of all the children in the orphanage. But today, hiding in the corner, the timid little and caught little Sarah's attention. That child used to be the most lively and cheerful. Today she is in low spirits. She was also taken away by the school principal. Prentice White secretly followed until nightfall. He found little and locked in the woodshed. Such a noisy and messy environment. It's not suitable for a child at all. It seems that the kind principal who comforted Prentice White during the day may not be as good as he appears. He is up to no good by concealing the missing case from little Sarah. But the first thing he needs to do is to take the child away from here. But suddenly a strange figure appeared in front. The originally kind-hearted dean, at this moment, however, exuded a strange aura. "It's already past lights out. How can a good child run around everywhere?" At this moment, little Anne looked at the unknown monster beside the dean, feeling extremely scared. She recalled some bad memories. "Don't come over. I saw it. It's the dean. The dean handed them over to those monsters." Little Anne, who was already unable to withstand the pressure, began to collapse at this point. "What did you do to those children?" Prentice White leaped to his feet. The dean, however, stood calmly. A monster at his feet glared at Prentice White with all guns blazing. He soon discovered this in a close combat duel. This peculiar behaving monster turned out to be a young child. But in the end, the principal was complacently satisfied. These little cuties brought as sacrifices. They are more energetic than before, aren't they? But Prentice White showed no interest in the principal's smugness. Absolutely no feeling. The villain died from talking too much. The principal clearly achieved the targeted value. Prentice White transforms holy power into a shield, pushing away the mutated child. The self-righteous dean immediately backed down. "What's the deal? You can take that child with you. I beg you to spare my dog." But are we, the righteous heroes, such casual people? Where did those children go? It's you who turned them into this. But the headmaster is just a delivery person. Those evil processes are not something a small role like him can get involved in. It seems he just caught a lackey. Let the headmaster take responsibility for his own actions. Little Sarah is squatting in the bushes inside the protective barrier of the Lunar Paladin Order, waiting for Princess White to arrive in the middle of the night. What exactly does he want to do in the woods? Protective barrier deployed. Princess White actually appeared in the spell space with little Anne. You should know that there are regulations within the Paladin's order. You cannot bring people into the spell space casually. Princess White only asked little Sarah to temporarily take care of little Anne. If they are found tonight, then blame it on oneself. The issue at the orphanage must be resolved tonight. Have you ever seen a teleportation spell that activates upon opening and transports you along the wall? Not only can it swiftly transfer coordinates, it can also stick with monsters with one click. Here, the eerie vines spread in the basement. A mysterious riddle from the second-rank race echoed. Lanyu holds her breath and concentrates, continuously absorbing magic power. A shadow appeared behind him. Lanyu's mastery in using magic power is becoming increasingly skilled. Thank you for the praise, Patriarch of the True Word. Lanyu faced the strange cloaked one of the odd-eyed troll race, and subtly sneered. The Patriarch is busy with myriad affairs. Today isn't just for observing the little one's cultivation progress, right? Patriarch Lanyu seems to focus too much on the outside. Even with official duties, this old man never forgets our allies. In particular, after the failure of the city attack plan. The golden point lurking quietly in the corner. Start recording. On the other side, Princess White returned to the orphanage once again. After the director passed away, a runestone fell beside him. It seemed to be a key to some kind of mechanism. If it is a sacrificial site for those children, then the key might be the answer. The direction of the sacrificial site is very likely to be along the escape route of the director. Sure enough, as soon as Princess White stepped into the domain rune, a warning was issued. Symbols began to appear on the wall, enveloped in teleportation magic. Pull Princess White into the wall. It seems that this teleportation magic is not meant for normal people to use. This mechanism can engage with infernal creatures as soon as it lifts its head. It does seem like it's not designed for ordinary people. But this infernal creature is significantly larger in size compared to the previous ones. It seems that there will inevitably be a tough battle before he finds the truth. Golden appeared behind him. Step aside. Golden ignites the blue sacred flame with the language of second-rank race. Plus a sword slash. Infernal creature ascends into the blue sparks. I thought, why so noisy? It's you in the end. The two have not yet expressed their feelings to each other. Just then, they heard the sound of the troll race coming from the end. Found it! Eavesdropper, stop right there! What's the situation with those trolls? What did Golden do to be chased by the troll race? And why did he appear in the secret passage of the orphanage? Even Princess White, who was only here to find answers, was forced to run as well. The two of them found themselves retreating to a dead end. Golden, however, had used up most of his spells dealing with the infernal creature just now. The troll race behind them watched the protagonist group. Having no more options left, they resorted to mocking them like crazy. You will all die here today. Blame yourselves for being too nosy. Golden, who is adaptable to all kinds of environments, feels threatened for the first time. Is it possible that his charming and elegant self is about to be doomed in the hands of this ugly giant creature? Princess White doesn't think so. Life has unlimited possibilities. It's too early to call it a day. Princess White is showing off. Troll seizes the opportunity to launch an attack. Once the showing off is done, there will be no more troll race. Charging out from the dense fog, the paladin delivers a strike against troll race. The troll, who was originally full of boasting words for a moment. They can only stick close to the ground as well. Golden looked at the mighty paladin armor in front of him. The burly figure and sword stances. Golden wants to deny his speculation, but is also very sure. The paladin king in front of you. He is the previously careless Uncle Princess White. The once revered Sky Radiant. Paladin turned out to be the decrepit uncle in front of him. Wow. I collapsed the house. Previously mentioned, Princess White had to reveal his identity as Sky Radiant Paladin in front of Golden in order to repel the troll race. After the battle ends, Golden still hasn't figured out Princess White's identity. There is a blood-red vine at Princess White's feet, and it is starting to climb wildly all over the body. Don't move. That is a mixture created by a monster and spell. Now, because the magical energy is mixed roughly, the structure of the blood vines is unstable. The more Princess White struggles, the deeper he will sink. Golden keeps feeling around on the wall. After he locates the center of the formation, he prepares to reverse engineer the spell with the only remaining spell. Princess White, however, said, "There is no need to bother." Shortly after, he slashed his sword towards the center of the formation. Golden was confused. Even if you are Paladin King, is it too extraordinary to break the formation with just one sword? Because violently breaking the spell, causing fluctuations, and triggering an explosion. Princess White threw Golden out of the welfare institution. After experiencing the recent ordeal, Golden had to admit, the once noble and sanctified Sky Radiant Paladin King is now the decrepit uncle before us. Golden took out his phone to play the secret conversation between Lanyu and the Patriarch of the True Word. The Radiant Paladin's order, which once made the Sky Radiant Paladin sacrifice their lives, is now conspiring with the ancestral god religion to attack the city regardless of the safety of the people. What would Princess White think about this? Princess White, who was originally silent, could no longer remain calm upon hearing the truth about the city attack. You give me the recording. But how can Golden believe someone who betrayed his own colleagues and now colludes with the Demon, the former Paladin King? If you don't believe me, then so be it. There is no physical evidence. I can still root out the vermin that harms the people. Golden said, since there's no recording, that's fine. Princess White can handle it himself. Oh, the argument process has reached this point. Should Golden insist on recording Princess White? Golden, you're not playing by the rules. But on the other hand, Princess White just saved himself twice. Let's consider this recording as returning a favor. The last Paladin. I hope you don't disappoint me. This day, Kur went to the coffee shop inside the Lunar Paladin Order protective barrier for an interview. The shop owner looked at him. He was very satisfied with this cautious, but shy and cute Nico girl. Although the appearance is quite cute. But this outfit is really tacky. 10 minutes later, Kur, who had changed her outfit, had slightly flushed cheeks. Her movements seemed even more awkward than usual. This work uniform is even shorter than her regular clothes. Not only does it lack the dignified maid collar, the skirt is so short that even the tail can barely be hidden. Is this not a black-hearted business that reduces fabric to cut costs? The boss, whose eyes have turned into coins, said, only in this way. Unique clothes can highlight Kur's cuteness. Don't be shy about the money. As long as Kur works hard, the bonus can still be negotiated. Our young and inexperienced Kur immediately gets motivated upon hearing about the bonus. Got it! Kur will work hard. After all, carefree Kur suddenly starts working to help the owner, just to earn a bonus. Princess White has also repaid the debts of the base. Although she has a plan in mind, Kur is still on her way to deliver the cola. A sudden fall on level ground. Time for the dog to gnaw on mud. Blood-colored bat. Caught Kur and also caught the drink. Aren't you the child brought back by ear? Why did you come here to work? It turns out that the one who made the move is the squad leader Kuri. Kur, of course, also confessed everything. Kur is willing to do anything to repay the host. Kuri noticed the teeth marks inadvertently revealed by Kur during the conversation. Is Princess White up to something strange with Kur? Kur's memories flashed by in an instant. It was clearly oneself who did something strange to Princess White. No. So far, Kuri showed a meaningful smile. It looks like that important person is coming to collect the ID card soon. Last time, Kur took on the job of serving at the maid cafe to pay back Prentice White's debt. On the other side, Manda, who has been absent for a long time, rushed to Lanyu's office and caused a scene. Lanyu still wanted to play dumb and asked the teacher why they showed up without any notice. Manda, however, did not want to deal with petty people anymore. He played the audio file directly. In the recording, the siege incident was vividly described word by word. Manda became even more angry. What good deed have you, you little rascal, done? As a paladin, you actually sacrificed children to conspire with the demon-kin to attack the city. If it weren't for the paladin's order desperately resisting, the people in the city would be left with nowhere to turn. Take advantage of the opportunity to turn things around. Come with me to the association and surrender immediately. But Lanyu, who had been silent for a long time, only managed to squeeze out one sentence. I can't turn back now. In an instant. Manda was pierced through the chest by a purple vine in an instant. Manda stared at the ghostly vine before her, unable to believe that her beloved disciple would actually turn against her and strike her fatally. But the waves of pain coming from her chest forced Manda to accept the reality. It seems like the teacher has been sitting in the Holy Flame Paladin position for too long. It's time to retire now, Lanyu said bluntly. I won't pretend anymore. Manda, knowing her own plans. Then don't expect to leave alive. Our esteemed Manda mentor is still going strong and won't stand for it. I have been on the battlefield for many years. I'm not weak enough to be taken down by such petty tricks. At the moment the blade fell, he immediately cut off the ghost vine approaching Lanyu. Lanyu just stood there calmly. The poison of this ghost vine spreads faster the more agitated the victim becomes. What Lanyu needs to do is to see how long the former Holy Flame Paladin could hold on, and how they died from the poison. But who would choose to squat and wait for death in this situation now? Manda uses the teleportation stone to escape from the scene at the speed of light. Lanyu also had no intention of pursuing further. He was stabbed by the ghost Huron and is basically beyond saving. He decided not to waste time chasing after the dying man. It's better to summon the demon-kin that had been captured and held captive for many days. It's time to create a scene. Manda, who was continually coughing up blood, slowed down as purple poisonous gas emanated from his body in the alley. Judging by the speed at which the poison is spreading, he might not make it to the door of the Paladin Association before he dies. But suddenly, an unfamiliar figure appeared in the shadows ahead. If it's a pursuer, then let's go all out. Unfortunately, he was already at the end of his strength due to the invasion of toxins. He lost his balance and fell before he could launch an attack. In a daze, he was supported. The newcomer turned out to be Manda, the former Sky Radiant Paladin, and her old teacher, Prentice White. It seems that today is not a Mercury retrograde. It's just that luck is not good enough. The secret documents were handed over by our teacher once again. I didn't expect that even myself, who has become a capable Radiant Paladin, still managed to mess things up. It looks like I'll have to trouble you to help me clean up the mess again. I am very sorry. Please still ask Prentice White to keep their identity confidential. Especially cannot let the Temple and Radiant Paladins Order know. The Temple and the Radiant Paladins Order are no longer what they used to be. Nowadays, everyone schemes and competes for power, taking risks and resorting to all means necessary. Major forces are openly and secretly vying with each other. Prentice White's public identity will not be acknowledged at this time. There may even be unwarranted disaster. At this point, Manda has finally exhausted her vitality, gradually dissipated in the arms of Prentice White. On the other side, inside the city, the troll race was burning, killing, and looting. Magic power continuously emanates from the deceased, stripping away and finally converging onto Lanyu's body, with a continuous increase in magic power concentration. Lanyu held his breath and focused, transforming into a four-eyed monster. Bring on the destruction. Damn Paladin Temple! Behind the neither human nor demon Lanyu, a green phantom appeared out of nowhere. What brings you here this time, Patriarch of the True Word? It turns out that the Patriarch of the True Word came to congratulate the ally on the successful cultivation and brought a small gift. Recently, small infernal creatures have been discovered, disrupting the Lunar Paladin Order's siege plan at their retreat. There gathers a large number of demon-kin, which are excellent sources of magic power. This is crucial for Lanyu to maintain its current form. Even breaking through a rank race is an excellent source of magic power.